A very special exhibit detailing the life and legacy of Tennessee Ernie Ford is on display here at the Birthplace of Country Music Museum in Bristol. And soon you'll be able to add to that life and legacy of the old pea picker himself by taking part in the History Harvest. We're here in this beautiful exhibit dedicated to Tennessee Ernie Ford. I'm joined by Rene Rogers. Rene, exactly what is a History Harvest?
So a History Harvest is where we are inviting community members to come to the museum to bring their stories about Tennessee Ernie Ford or his family, to bring photographs that they might have, other memorabilia. They could be an artifact or a paper like this, like a paper program from the JC's programming back in the 1950s. You know, that type of thing. And they'll bring it in and we'll record their story. We'll do like an oral history with them, or we'll scan the photograph or the item or take a photograph of it, and then it'll go into our archives. And other people can benefit from it and see these wonderful memories that people have of Tennessee Ernie Ford.
That's awesome. It's a perfect name, History Harvest, because you're really going out and gathering history.
Oh, definitely, yeah. And allowing the community to come in and really share their part in that history.
And we got a great picture here of Tennessee Ernie Ford. I think this is circa in Nashville. Looks like somewhere in the 50s or 60s probably.
And that was brought in by Sid Oakley, because we've already had people just from having this exhibit up come to us and say, oh, I remember this, or I remember that, and have you seen this picture, and bringing stuff. So we've had a picture from Sid Oakley already. This program that I just held up is from Peggy Lester.
And here's another great picture of Tennessee Ernie Ford as a child.
Yes, as a little boy with the neighborhood kids, and that was brought in by Luann Crockett. So we've already got some people who are really excited about sharing their memories with us.
And he's truly a hometown boy.
He is.
Right here in Bristol.
He's a hometown hero. I mean, you know, people remember him well as when he was here just as a normal person, but they also remember that he spent time back in Bristol after he became famous, and he really did make his hometown special.
And he used to come back here and he would mention it on national radio and TV shows that he was from Bristol. He was proud of that fact.
He was very proud of it. He never let that sort of hometown pride go away.
And you know, I know there's got to be folks out there with autographs, with pictures that they've snapped of him at movie premieres and things of that nature around here and shows, and that's what you're wanting.
Well, that kind of thing, but also the more personal things. You know, obviously because Tennessee Ernie Ford lived here, you know, his family was here, you know, they lived here his whole life, that we're hoping that people will have pictures of things that actually have that personal connection, like this, you know, where there's him as a child before he was famous. So that kind of thing too. So we're anything and everything, we're interested in hearing about it or seeing it.
And this exhibit is so well received. I mean, the folks here in Bristol really love this, and the tourists that come in from out of town as well. It's a great way to get started into the museum.
It is, yeah, and we've had a lot of people who've just really enjoyed learning more about Tennessee Ernie Ford. Either they sort of knew about him, or they'd heard a few of his songs, but they didn't quite realize how prolific he had been and how much he had actually done, and across all different media. So it's been a great exhibit. We've had a lot of really wonderful feedback on it.
And tell us all the details about the History Harvest. Exactly where do people need to come? What do they need to do as far as coming here to the museum to get that done?
So the History Harvest is going to be held on Saturday, January 16th. It's from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. You'll just come to the museum, and we'll be doing the oral histories in the Performance Theater, and then doing the scanning and the photography in the Learning Center, so the people at the front desk can direct them where they need to go. And if you can't come to that one, we're actually having a second one on Thursday, January 28th from 1 to 5. So there's one on the weekend and one on the weekday for it. So just be sure that enough people are able to come.
Right.
So if you have any questions, you can also just call the museum office, and we can talk you through anything if you have any questions beforehand.